The sun was shining brightly, casting a golden glow over everything it touched. The sky was a perfect shade of blue with not a single cloud in sight. It was one of those days that just made you want to be outside, soaking up the warmth and beauty of the world. A gentle breeze rustled the leaves, creating a soothing melody that danced through the air. The trees swayed gently, their branches reaching out as if to embrace the day. It was a perfect day for an adventure. The kind of day that promised excitement and discovery around every corner. Emily skipped happily down the lane, humming a cheerful tune. Her heart was light and her spirit was high. She felt like nothing could go wrong on such a beautiful day. She was on her way home from school, eager to tell her mother all about her day. She had aced her math test and made a new friend during recess. It was a day full of little victories. As she rounded a bend, Emily noticed something unusual. Her steps slowed as her eyes focused on the object ahead. In the middle of the road lay a small wooden box. It seemed out of place, almost as if it had been dropped there by accident. It was painted a bright red, and tied to it was a big red balloon bobbing gently in the breeze. The balloon string fluttered, inviting her to come closer.
Who could have left it there? She wondered aloud, her mind racing with possibilities.
Emily's eyes widened in surprise. She had never seen anything like it before. Cautiously, she approached the box and bent down to examine it. Her heart pounded with a mix of excitement and curiosity. Curiosity bubbled inside her like a pot of boiling water. What could be inside? A treasure? A secret message? The possibilities were endless.
This is quite strange. I wonder what's inside, she mused, her fingers itching to find out.
Her fingers itching to untie the balloon string, she hesitated for just a moment. What if it was a trap? But her curiosity was too strong. She reached out, ready to uncover the mystery of the red box. Emily untied the balloon string and lifted the box lid. She had been waiting for this moment all day, ever since the mysterious package had arrived at her doorstep. The box was small, wrapped in bright red paper and tied with a golden ribbon. It looked like something out of a fairy tale. Inside, nestled on a bed of soft cotton wool, was a rolled-up piece of paper. The cotton wool was so soft and fluffy, it looked like a cloud had been captured and placed inside the box. The paper itself was old and slightly yellowed, giving it an air of mystery and intrigue. Emily's heart pounded with anticipation. She could feel the excitement bubbling up inside her like a pot of water about to boil over. What could this be? She wondered, her mind racing with possibilities.
What could it be? A secret message? A treasure map? The possibilities were endless, and each one was more exciting than the last. She could hardly contain her excitement as she carefully unrolled the paper.
Carefully, she unrolled the paper and her eyes scanned the page. The paper was delicate and she had to be gentle to avoid tearing it. Her eyes widened as she began to read the words written on it. Written in neat, flowing handwriting were these words. The handwriting was beautiful, almost like a work of art. Each letter was perfectly formed, and the ink was a deep, rich black.
Welcome to the Great Red Balloon Treasure Hunt. The words seemed to jump off the page, and Emily could hardly believe what she was reading. A treasure hunt! This was like something out of her wildest dreams. Follow the clues and you shall find a prize beyond your wildest dreams. The promise of a grand prize made her heart race even faster. What kind of treasure could it be? Gold? Jewels? Something even more magical?
Emily gasped. A treasure hunt! This was the adventure she had always dreamed of. She could hardly wait to get started. This was even better than she had imagined. Her mind was already racing with thoughts of the adventure that lay ahead. She could hardly contain her excitement. She quickly read on, eager to discover the first clue. The anticipation was almost too much to bear, and she felt like she might burst with excitement.
Clue number 1. Head to the heart of the park. The words were like music to her ears, and she could already picture the park in her mind, where the oldest oak tree stands tall and proud. The old oak tree was a familiar landmark, and she knew exactly where to find it. This was just the beginning of her grand adventure.
Emily's mind raced with excitement and curiosity. She had always loved solving puzzles and uncovering secrets, and this treasure map was the most thrilling mystery she had ever encountered. She knew exactly which oak tree the note was referring to, the giant one with the swing hanging from its sturdy branches. It was a place filled with memories of laughter and joy. It was her favorite spot in the whole park, a sanctuary where she felt safe and free. The swing had been her escape, a place where she could dream and imagine endless adventures. Clutching the red balloon tightly in her hand, she felt a surge of determination. The balloon was a symbol of her hope and courage, guiding her on this unexpected journey. Emily set off at a run, her heart pounding with anticipation. She could almost hear the whispers of the treasure calling out to her. Her legs carrying her swiftly towards the park, she felt the wind rushing past her, as if it too was eager to see what lay ahead. The gentle breeze seemed to whisper words of encouragement, urging her onward. It was as if the entire park was alive with anticipation, sharing in her quest. Soon she reached the familiar entrance, her breath coming in quick, excited bursts. The park seemed to welcome her with open arms, ready to reveal its secrets. She raced along the winding path, her eyes wide with wonder. Every twist and turn brought her closer to the treasure, and her heart beat faster with each step. Her eyes searching for the giant oak, she felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. What if she couldn't find it? But she pushed those thoughts aside, focusing on her goal. As she turned a corner, there it stood, in all its glory, the giant oak tree. It was more magnificent than she remembered, its presence commanding and reassuring. Its branches reaching up to the sky like long, welcoming arms, the tree seemed to beckon her closer. Emily knew she was on the right path, and the adventure was just beginning.
The Whispering Oak.
Emily slowed to a stop beneath the oak tree, its leaves rustling softly above her head. She gazed up at its majestic trunk, its bark rough and gnarled with age.
Where could the next clue be hidden?
She circled the tree slowly, her eyes scanning every inch. Suddenly she spotted something glinting in the sunlight. It was another red balloon tied to a low-hanging branch.
Eagerly, she reached up and untied the balloon. Attached to it was another small box, identical to the first. She lifted the lid and found another note, this one written on bright yellow paper. Counting every step.
"Well done, young adventurer," the note proclaimed. "You have successfully solved the first clue. Now for your next challenge. From the base of this mighty oak, take 30 steps due north. There you shall find your next instruction."
30 steps north?
Emily thought hard. She knew that north was the direction the sun rose from, but how could she be sure of taking exactly 30 steps? Then she remembered the compass her grandfather had given her for her birthday.
She rummaged in her backpack and pulled out the compass, its needle spinning excitedly. Holding it level, she turned slowly until the needle pointed north. The compass points the way.
With the compass guiding her, Emily carefully took 30 steps forward, her eyes fixed on the needle. She counted each step aloud, her voice echoing slightly in the stillness of the park.
28, 29, 30?
Emily stopped and looked around. At first she couldn't see anything unusual. Then she noticed something red, partially hidden behind a cluster of brightly colored flowers.
It was another red balloon! This treasure hunt was turning out to be more exciting than she could have ever imagined.